Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! The Buffalo Bills are sending shockwaves across the NFL landscape as news broke that they have officially secured ASANTE Samuel Jr., a move that could fundamentally reshape their defensive identity for seasons to come. Rumors have been swirling for weeks about Samuel Jr.'s potential landing spot, with several franchises reportedly circling, trying to woo one of the most dynamic young cornerbacks in the league. The Bills, however, moved decisively, demonstrating not only their financial muscle, but also their strategic foresight. Sources close to the team suggest that the front office recognized Samuel Jr.'s rare combination of speed, instincts, and coverage ability as a perfect fit for their defensive schemes, particularly in matchups against high-powered passing offenses in the AFC. The timing of this signing is also critical, coming right as free agency heats up and rival teams scramble to bolster their secondary, creating a ripple effect that could redefine off-season strategies across the league. Analysts are already speculating that this move might force quarterbacks to rethink passing attacks against Buffalo, as the mere presence of Samuel Jr. on the field introduces a new level of unpredictability and risk. The buzz around this signing has ignited social media, with fans and commentators debating whether the Bills have finally addressed their long-standing secondary vulnerabilities. Reports indicate that negotiations were intense and closely guarded, with the Bills reportedly engaging in multiple rounds of back-and-forth discussions to secure terms that would satisfy both the players' ambitions and the team's long-term salary structure. Samuel Jr., for his part, appears motivated by the opportunity to join a contender in Buffalo, where he can step into a role that offers immediate impact and the potential for national recognition. Insiders suggest that his decision was influenced not only by financial incentives, but also by the team's demonstrated commitment to building a championship-caliber roster, signaling that the Bills are serious about making a deep playoff run. The timing of the announcement, just ahead of several key off-season programs, also allows Samuel Jr. to integrate seamlessly with the defensive unit, learning the nuances of the coaching staff schemes and forming chemistry with veteran players who have long been cornerstones of the Bills' defense. Speculation is already rampant regarding how his presence might shift personnel decisions, defensive alignments, and even draft strategies for the coming season, as teams try to anticipate Buffalo's next moves. Across NFL circles, insiders are framing this acquisition as a statement of intent, suggesting that the Bills are not just participating in the offseason, but actively shaping the narrative around elite defensive talent. The buzz around Samuel Jr. is palpable, with commentators praising his combination of agility, football IQ, and ball-hawking instincts, all qualities that make him a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. From a strategic standpoint, ASANTE Samuel Jr.'s signing is being hailed as a masterstroke, potentially transforming the Bills' secondary into one of the most feared units in the league. Analysts note that pairing him with established stars in Buffalo's defensive backfield creates opportunities for complex coverage schemes, disguising intentions and generating turnovers, all while maintaining discipline against the run. The Bills have historically been aggressive in leveraging versatile defenders to maximize pressure and coverage efficiency, and Samuel Jr.'s skill set aligns perfectly with this philosophy. Sources suggest that the coaching staff has already begun mapping out specific scenarios in which Samuel Jr.'s range and instincts can be leveraged to neutralize top-tier wide receivers, particularly in critical late-game situations. Fans are buzzing about the potential highlight reel moments, envisioning interceptions, contested passes, and game-changing plays that could swing momentum in crucial matchups. The speculation surrounding how his presence will alter opponent game plans is intense, with some projecting that Buffalo may adopt more aggressive zone blitzes or hybrid coverage looks to exploit his unique talents. The signing also sends a clear message to the league. Buffalo is no longer content with incremental improvements in the secondary. They're staking a claim as one of the most complete and dynamic defensive teams in football. As the social media frenzy unfolds, clips and analyses highlighting Samuel Jr.'s past performances are circulating rapidly, further stoking excitement among fans eager to witness the potential transformation firsthand. League insiders are also pointing out the ripple effects this move may have on Buffalo's overall roster construction. By securing a player of Samuel Jr.'s caliber, the Bills not only fortify their secondary, but also gain leverage in other areas, allowing them to potentially adjust draft priorities or salary allocations for complementary positions. Speculation is rampant that this acquisition could influence the development trajectory of younger defensive backs already on the roster, who now have the opportunity to learn from a proven talent and elevate their own play. There is also chatter suggesting that opposing quarterbacks may begin to recalibrate their reads and timing, wary of the disruption Samuel Jr. could cause on any given down, altering offensive strategies across the AFC. Sources hint at potential ripple effects in terms of free agent moves, as rival teams might pursue additional cornerbacks or safety depth to counter Buffalo's newly fortified backfield. Among fans, the excitement is palpable, with debates swirling about whether this signing signals a broader trend of aggressive defensive acquisitions by the Bills' front office. Analysts are increasingly framing this move as a paradigm shift, representing not just a tactical improvement, but a philosophical commitment to dominance and consistency in the secondary, which could have long-term implications for Buffalo's championship aspirations. Financially, the contract details remain closely guarded, but insiders suggest that the deal is structured to balance immediate impact with long-term flexibility, a strategic move by the Bills management to maintain cap health while securing top-tier talent. Discussions indicate that the front office was careful to avoid overcommitting, while still making the offer attractive enough to sway Samuel Jr., who reportedly had interest from multiple high-profile teams. This careful negotiation underscores the Bills' reputation for combining savvy financial management with aggressive talent acquisition, ensuring that the organization can maintain competitiveness across multiple seasons. Analysts note that this approach could serve as a blueprint for future off-season strategies, signaling to the league that Buffalo is adept at navigating the delicate balance between securing elite talent and maintaining roster flexibility. Fans are already speculating about potential cascading effects, from shifts in defensive schemes to possible adjustments in offensive personnel decisions to maximize synergy across the team. Social media buzz continues to escalate, with highlights of Samuel Jr.'s previous plays being dissected and celebrated, and debates erupting over how his addition will alter Buffalo's defensive ranking in national power polls. With the signing now official, attention is turning to preseason matchups, where speculation is rife about the immediate impact he could have on key games, particularly against rivals with elite receiving core. The narrative surrounding this acquisition is also fueled by Samuel Jr.'s personal trajectory, which adds a compelling dimension to the story. Known for his football IQ, agility, and instinctive ball skills, he has consistently demonstrated the ability to read offenses and make decisive plays in critical moments. Analysts suggest that his mental approach to the game complements Buffalo's strategic framework, enhancing the team's ability to adapt to evolving offensive schemes. There is a growing sense among insiders that Samuel Jr.'s influence extends beyond the field, potentially serving as a mentor to younger players and instilling a culture of discipline, preparation, and relentless competitiveness within the secondary. Speculation is swirling about how his presence may affect locker room dynamics, leadership hierarchies, and overall team morale, with some sources suggesting that his professional approach and work ethic are already resonating with veterans and rookies alike. Fan forums and sport commentary channels are buzzing with predictions about the transformative effect he could have in high-pressure playoff situations, where a single turnover or defensive stop can dictate the course of a game. As narratives continue to emerge, the combination of athletic prowess, strategic fit, and personal character is positioning Samuel Jr. as a cornerstone of Buffalo's defensive future, further fueling anticipation, discussion, and even heated debate among NFL enthusiasts nationwide. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. The chatter surrounding Asante Samuel Jr.'s arrival in Buffalo isn't just limited to the team's current roster or fan base. It's reverberating across the entire NFL landscape, with rival general managers reportedly recalibrating their offseason priorities in response. Sources suggest that multiple teams are now reconsidering how to allocate resources toward cornerbacks and defensive backs, anticipating the challenge of facing a Bills secondary that suddenly possesses both elite speed and cerebral instincts. The intrigue is compounded by the timing of the signing, which coincides with a critical period in which teams evaluate roster depth, free agency moves, and draft strategies. Analysts are hypothesizing that Samuel Jr.'s presence may embolden Buffalo to experiment with hybrid defensive schemes that exploit his versatility, potentially leading to innovative alignments designed to confuse opposing quarterbacks and generate turnovers. Fans are feverishly debating every possible scenario, from single coverage matchups against elite receivers to complex zone rotations that allow Samuel Jr. to roam freely and capitalize on mistakes. Social media platforms are alive with speculation, featuring countless clips, breakdowns, and animated discussions about how his style of play might force coaches across the league to rethink game planning. Meanwhile, insiders hint that the ripple effects could influence contract negotiations for other defensive stars, as teams attempt to balance competitive necessity with cap realities, setting the stage for a cascade of strategic moves in the coming months. Rumors indicate that Samuel Jr.'s arrival could directly impact Buffalo's off-season conditioning and training programs, as the coaching staff reportedly plans to tailor drills and practice routines to maximize his unique skill set. Sources close to the team suggest that these preparations include advanced coverage simulations, high-intensity agility exercises, and situational drills designed to sharpen decision-making under pressure. Analysts speculate that this individualized approach could elevate not only Samuel Jr.'s performance, but also the effectiveness of the defensive unit as a whole, as younger players adapt to his style and integrate his instincts into their own development. Fan communities are buzzing about potential highlight moments during these preseason sessions, imagining scenarios where Samuel Jr.'s speed and anticipation lead to early interceptions or game-changing tackles. The anticipation of seeing these adaptations translate into real game results is palpable, particularly given Buffalo's ambitions to challenge for a deep playoff run. Social media chatter hints at playful debates about how quarterbacks will adjust in response, with some predicting a rise in quick passes or double move routes designed to avoid the cornerback's disruptive presence. Insiders suggest that Samuel Jr.'s influence might extend to coaching decisions, prompting schematic adjustments, personnel rotations, and even strategic shifts in weekly game planning. The combination of individual talent, team adaptation, and league-wide speculation is creating a sense of narrative momentum, making this offseason one of the most closely watched in recent Buffalo history. Speculation is rife about how Samuel Jr. might immediately alter in-game dynamics, particularly in high-stakes divisional matchups where every defensive stop carries heightened significance. Analysts note that his ability to read quarterbacks' intentions and anticipate route patterns could create pressure points that ripple throughout the opposing offense, forcing hurried throws or risky decisions. Sources indicate that Buffalo's coaching staff is already mapping out schemes designed to exploit these tendencies, emphasizing the creation of lanes for Samuel Jr. to make plays without compromising overall coverage integrity. Fans are constructing detailed projections and hypothetical scenarios, imagining the dramatic swing moments that a single interception or pass breakup could produce in critical late-game situations. Social media debates are filled with comparisons to past defensive stars, as enthusiasts speculate on whether Samuel Jr. could redefine the cornerback position in Buffalo's modern era. League insiders also hint that this signing could spark a domino effect in player movement, as other teams scramble to reinforce secondary positions, creating a secondary market of defensive talent that might influence trades, contracts, and draft priorities. Analysts argue that the psychological impact on opposing quarterbacks cannot be overstated, Knowing that a player of Samuel Jr.'s caliber patrols the field may subtly alter their decisions, timing, and confidence. The combination of tangible skill and intangible influence elevates the narrative, suggesting that Buffalo's secondary could become a defining storyline of the upcoming season, generating discussion, debate, and anticipation across the football world. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.